All right, so week 8 in CIT 82. 2 weeks. That's it. I know it's going to go really, really fast. So, one of the things I do at this point, normally and for reasons you'll understand as we go through the content, is I release week 8 and 9 at the same time. Okay? Because of some scheduling changes for me and for those of you, because there's definitely a group of you in this course that work ahead. And there's definitely a benefit to working ahead right now because you can finish, right? Now, there may be some of you, I can't remember, I may have seen you in the CIT85 class. I'm going to be that's the other reason I do this is to give me time to set up that course. So, but actually have listed out in week 8 just the end of semester, the really important dates. What I did here as well is I brought up the calendar, the course calendar, because that's helpful to look at as well. Because, here's week 8 and then week 9. So you can see, for one thing, just by visually looking at it, the last week, this is it, that we have reviews will be this week, none for next week. Project 0 is due here at midnight. When I wake up that next morning, no more work can be done. If you want my review, you need to have submitted it by the morning of the 12th. Matter of fact, I need to update that because I just realized something on my list. Since it's due at midnight, remember, I don't make these things go away, but I will wake up first thing on Thursday morning and grade what has been submitted, but no changes could be done at that point. So just make sure you've planned accordingly. Okay, so let's actually look at this, and I'll also, I think, update where, yeah, so actually this would be on the morning of the 12th. So the end of the semester date. So March 11th. Okay, so let's just go back and look, right? So that's this day. Okay, so March 11th at noon. So this is a different day and a different time. The last date to submit late work for grading. Okay, so don't wait, submit it. So, because, scheduling is a challenge for all of us. Now, I've noticed not as many students have used late passes. So if you have work in the past that you're going to do, that's also the time you have the last day to use those passes. You have 2 of them, okay? And generally it's per item, but the point is to get late work done and submitted by noon. Project 0, and this is what I was talking about, is due at midnight on the 12th. And so let's just go ahead and modify this. All right, so if you want my review, right, you need to submit by noon on the 12th. Okay, so I kind of keep an eye out. Typically after I grade, I don't go back and look unless there's something specific. Right, but in this case, if you want my review and therefore a chance to change anything, make sure you've done that. Okay, no more work due after the morning of the 13th. As a matter of fact, the modules will go away. You'll still be able to view the course, and your grades. And that would be the other thing here, is that if you have questions, right, I generally will not post grades until the next morning. But with my travel schedule, and that's the other one, is I'll be traveling, but available via office hours on Zoom, right? But don't hesitate to reach out. I'm just telling you in case you're looking for me on campus, which I typically don't see students on week 9, which is when I'll be traveling, because this is all related to the last week, okay? Now, your grade in Canvas is your grade in the course once everything's finished. Once we get through you get through week 9, okay? GitHub user access for 82 will be removed as of the following Monday. And then week 9, that's what I'm going to do. Once I finish this, I'm going to actually go and record week 9 and release these together, okay? So, and you'll see this in the week 9, is that I actually don't make that prerequisite, or in this case, you move through order. You can actually go and submit project 0, so you can ask for review, but, just FYI. So week 9 will look a little different. So in this case, this week, the graded work, this course and weekly reviews feedback, Rick. I really appreciate feedback. I know for the most part, this class has kind of been a little smoother for the reviews than some of my other ones, specifically in my 93. But and this is the thing is like, do you feel they've been helpful to you? Do you feel they have enhanced your learning experience? And if not, why not? And if so, how so? Right? Now, if you don't feel comfortable giving me also just course feedback or from those, then you can ask me a question about Project Zero or the end of the semester information here. So you get 80 points for this. And actually, I'm going to make a writing requirement here for a number of words, so at least 150 words, okay? And then 1 reply to a fellow student. So that's the work for here. But let's actually go look at, because I ended up changing one thing for week 8. I spent the last little bit here looking at the content. So there's videos for this. The one thing I changed was this video right here for cloud computing, because I had a different video that I felt was a little too promotional. And this one I thought was a little better tone, right? So like anything, and in this case, you only have, this is, I think it's like 15 minutes. Yeah. So, you're going to do it in Markdown, put a folder cloud, do a README file, use headings and bullets, detailed notes. And there's a lot of detail in this 15 minutes, so make sure you capture that and then give me your commit history. And you don't have to do commits along the way, just do one for at the end, what is cloud computing, because it is definitely something you at least want to have an experience, a knowledge of in that case, okay? All right, so I think that's it. My job now is to actually go and create the last review, which will include that end of the semester due dates and the content covered this week. There's definitely about e-commerce, right? Again, these are videos, but I just highlighted this one because the video in this one is from a prior semester and it had a prior video and I updated it. But here is my Project Zero. Here's my favicon. That's something you'll build this week, right? My menu's done. My sitemap is done. That's an important part. All of my menus are working. My content is there. I have sub-menus along the way, right? So, or not sub-menus, sub-pages along the way. I've updated all the content. In this case, my breadcrumbs, that's what that's called, is there as well. My images are here. I've updated all the content. So, this is just a look at my version of that. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do actually in week 9 is actually go through that Project Zero and just highlight those items for you as well. Okay, so the other thing, I think that's it. I think that's it for this week. All good to go. I look forward to releasing this. And if I haven't met you in the RL, in the real world, right? If you haven't had a chance to come by Zoom, and I'll probably mention this in week 9 as well. I always enjoy connecting with students. So if for some reason, you happen to be on campus, my schedule is I work at home a lot. Honestly, I just work better at home than I do on campus, but I'm also on campus for office hours and other times. But if you happen to be on campus, you can always reach out. Stay on Discord if you want as well. All right, so week 9 coming at you next. Talk to you later.